Hey Bruce, great to bump into you here in Melbourne.
Yes, likewise. Good to actually see someone inside my 5K circle.
Exactly. So we've recently had VMworld. Fantastic event. We watched it from here in Melbourne.
Yeah, I had a great time. I mean, it's obviously very different when you don't get to stand up in front of a live audience. You miss out on some of that feedback. I really enjoyed doing some roundtables where I actually did get to interact with the audience, and then all my recorded sessions have the benefit of being able to reach hundreds of thousands of people potentially over time. And it was just great to make the most of the situation.
Yeah, I think it went really well. And we obviously had a few announcements. Is there anything that particularly stood out to you?
Yes, I mean, at a high level, the thing that I really picked up on is that we've had a consistent strategy now for many years, and we're doing a really good job of filling in that strategy. So a lot of what you saw this year was delivering on promises from previous years. So I could point to examples like last year we announced the acquisition of Carbon Black and Pivotal and also Project Pacific. And what you see this year is delivery of what was promised a year ago. So for example, with TKG, Tanzu Kubernetes Grid now being available on vSphere, the promise of Project Pacific comes to reality. And you also see those acquisitions playing out really well.
And Bruce, you mentioned the Pivotal and Carbon Black acquisitions. Could you tell us a little bit more about how they're being integrated? And also this year's acquisition of SaltStack.
Yeah, so I was really excited when we acquired Carbon Black last year because to me, it's a great marriage between the capabilities that we have in-house in terms of our intrinsic security, the ability to see what's going on in the infrastructure and control it with the analytics capability in the Carbon Black cloud. And so this year we brought those together to deliver Carbon Black Cloud Workload. And it's also a great example of how our internal organic innovation using things like App Defense is brought together with capabilities we bring in from outside. When you look at the Pivotal acquisition, that was another big one, and we've really successfully brought that into the Tanzu portfolio, along with the acquisition of Bitnami and the internal innovation around Project Pacific to create Tanzu Kubernetes Grid. So it's a great example of bringing together a whole lot of pieces to solve a customer problem. And then SaltStack, I have great hopes for that. Continues our strategy around open source, and they're well known for configuration management and orchestration. So I think they'll fit really nicely in our multi-cloud management portfolio.
So if we shift gears slightly, there was quite a bit of mention of future ready and also something called SASE. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, the Future Ready portfolio, I think, is a great example of how we're building complete solutions to customers' problems using components from all across the portfolio. So you'll see pieces of Workspace ONE, of NSX, of VeloCloud, all coming together in that Future Ready portfolio and addressing some very pressing problems that we find ourselves facing now as the future workforce is going to be much more distributed, people working remotely, working from home, and they still need to have secure access to whatever applications they need to be productive and whatever data they need to do their jobs. So the SASE product in particular is a great example where we bring together the capabilities of SD-WAN by VeloCloud, the NSX firewall, some access control with Workspace ONE, and even capabilities from partners like Zscaler and Menlo Security all come together. And the SASE category already existed, but we used to think of it as something you might put in a branch. Now in the future, the home becomes the branch. People working from home have to have those same capabilities. So it's a great way in which we're being responsive to the environment and building complete solutions to our customers' biggest problems.
Well, Bruce, I can tell you're really excited about it. And something else I know you're excited about is AI and machine learning. Can you tell us a little bit more about the NVIDIA partnership?
Yes, I am indeed excited about that because I've been following the AI space for several years now. And it's great to see the way it's moving into the mainstream and how VMware is making it easier for our customers to consume the things you need to be successful in AI and machine learning. So a lot of AI and machine learning workloads run on quite exotic hardware like NVIDIA GPUs. And so you need to have access to that from within your well-managed environment running on vSphere or VMware Cloud Foundation. And that's exactly what the NVIDIA partnership brings. So for me, it's been great to see that as more and more enterprises realize that machine learning needs to be part of their modern applications, we are making that something that's readily available in the vSphere environment where GPUs become first-class citizens within your virtual environment. And then on top of that, NVIDIA has a great set of software to help developers be productive on these modern types of hardware, and we're making those available through the partnership. So it's a great democratization of AI and machine learning.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Bruce. It's been really good to run into you and enjoy the rest of your run.
Well, thanks. Great to see you and safe travels.